So, hi, hello. I thought I might try and do something new on my channel here, and I made this little painting, and I thought it might be fun to show you the whole process and just kind of like talk about it. And so I took a somewhat long video of it. I've sped it up a little bit. I might speed it up more. Who knows? I'm just trying something new. I want to see how long can I yap about this painting? How long can I tell you about the process? Yeah, I thought it might be fun to talk through the process of this little gouache painting that I made. It basically started out with this sketch that I had. I didn't film the sketch, and I started out by doing an underpainting, which I do with pretty much every single thing I paint. I do an underpainting. I did an orange underpainting this time because I wanted this painting to kind of have like this sunny, bright vibe about it. And this art piece, in case you cannot tell, was inspired by the TV show Severance, which is a show that I really love. Not to spoil anything, or I may spoil stuff. I don't know. The season finale was a while ago, so if you're watching this and you're expecting absolutely no spoilers, I don't know. I can't promise that I'll be spoiler free. But anyway, yeah, I'm just kind of throwing on this light orange underpainting on this sketch, and I'm getting it ready because if there's anything that peeks through, I want to have that bright orange background, and also I really just want to have a nice base to start out on when I'm painting. Like, I find it really much easier to paint when I have an underpainting and I'm not just painting on a plain white canvas. And also a few brush hairs got on there. But anyway, so then I'm just going in with the green on this hill. So basically this painting is Emile the Goat, and it's a line from Severance. It says, "Emile thanks you," and Emile, in the parentheses in the bottom, it says Emile is the name of the goat. So the goats are a really weird thing in Severance. We don't 100% even know at this point what the deal is with the goats. It's such a weird show, but I really love Emile. I love baby goats. I love animals. I paint a lot of cats. So painting a goat felt like, a natural thing for me. And so, when I was trying to come up with ideas for Severance fan art that I wanted to make, because actually I did the art fair, the art market at Bell Works, I was trying to come up with Severance fan art ideas, and, just the goat was like, that felt very natural to me to paint a goat. So I am painting that hill, and so he's basically standing on this hill, and there's going to be just kind of like a starburst behind him, this kind of starburst design behind him, kind of like a rising sun almost, to kind of put the emphasis on him, the goat. But I'm kind of just starting on the green hill and doing a quick green wash over it to just kind of block the color in. And that's kind of like a big way I start paintings. I kind of just block the color in. But I don't really worry about perfection when I'm starting a painting. I kind of worry about perfection when I'm finishing a painting, because you want it to look as perfect as possible. It's never gonna be perfect, but you want it to look as good as possible. But when you're starting, don't do that. You're gonna have a bad time. And I mean, maybe it's kind of why I like starting things better than finishing them. Now I'm painting the sky, and I kind of really embraced the gouache's watercolory qualities when I was painting the sky, and I had a lot of fun with that. And I just really love that shade of blue. And I did kind of plan a color palette before I started working on it, and I did a little practice painting in my sketchbook, which definitely helped. And I try to do that with bigger pieces, do some practice paintings, do a little bit more preparation. But each painting is different. Some paintings you don't want to do any preparation at all. You have an idea and you just want to go for it, and other paintings you do. It's just, you gotta feel the vibe. But also, you might see my cat in the background of this video. He's also underneath my desk right now. He's so cute. His name is Wolverine. He is blind, but he does know his way around my room, so he's not lost. Don't worry. He does know he knows what's going on for the most part, you know. But he's a sweetheart. He's very snuggly. He's a very good boy. And I love him so much. But anyway, yeah, I'm finishing the background now, the blue sky. And as you can see, I'm kind of really embracing those watercolory qualities, and I'm having fun with that. I love that shade of blue. I love it, and I like how with gouache you can really, it's such a versatile, I mean, gouache is really such a versatile media. You can really just make it like watercolor, or you can make it thicker, and if you make a mistake, you can cover it up. You can, you know, really work with it. And I feel like watercolor is not that. I feel like it's kind of like watercolor on easy mode, basically, gouache. And I really like that, because I don't want to feel like stuck or like stressed out when I'm painting. So, I mean, I think it's important to get good at your art and build art skills, but I think if you've tried a certain media and it really stresses you out and you really don't like it, it's okay not to use that. If you don't like a certain type of art, it's okay not to do it. I mean, that's a big part of finding your style, is doing the art, trying to find the art that you enjoy doing and isn't too stressful for you, because at the end of the day, I don't know. But like, yeah, art is work in a way, but also it should be fun. It's both fun and work, and it's complicated. That's how it is. But especially if you're an independent artist and you can choose what you paint, like, you shouldn't make your life difficult for yourself. But yeah, now I'm basically just yapping, but I'm really, I'm going in with some thicker blue lines there to kind of emphasize that kind of like starburst pattern and kind of give it more of a solid, kind of solidify that blue background and make it a bit deeper, make it a bit stronger. And yeah, I don't remember what type of gouache I was using. I feel like with gouache, the thing with gouache is I feel like you can use really kind of not the best quality gouache. I feel like your art will still turn out pretty good. But the thing is, I think the number one thing that I've learned, especially now with the paper I'm using, is if you get high quality paper. I'm using Arches watercolor paper here, and it is just doing a fantastic job of absorbing the paint, of just making it look really good. Like, I can't even explain. It's just, and it's so solid. Like, I have those binder clips there to prevent it from buckling, but it wasn't even like buckling that much. Like, when I first, like, it doesn't even buckle that much. Like, my other watercolor paper that I've used, if I don't have the binder clips there, it will buckle really hard, and I find that really challenging. And I've still made a lot of good art on like lesser quality watercolor paper, but and now I'm yapping and I forgot to even update you on what is happening on the painting, duh. But now I'm kind of going in deeper underneath Emile the Goat, and adding some deeper green, and I'm trying to remember that there's going to be a shadow there underneath him, and use like a darker and cooler toned green. But I'm also trying to be, you know, mostly just try and be careful around his hooves and, you know, where I outlined where he's supposed to be. It's just, yeah, so I don't paint over that. But anyway, I'm going in with the green, with like a grass green, and kind of doing like these grass-like strokes to make it feel grassy, to kind of capture the grassiness of, you know, the grassy vibe. And also, I think I made a little mistake with the hill there. I think I made it not look even, so I'm fixing it with the blue. Very simple. Very elegant. Elegante. Ooh. Now I'm going in with more green, and I'm just kind of basically, you know, thickening up that hillside, that landscape. So the art fair actually already happened at Bellworks. I do want to go back because they have art fairs every week, I think into the end of the year. I think pretty much until like November, they have art fairs. And so I definitely, well, it's not just an art fair, it's like a market. So it's called Bellworks Fresh. It's like a whole market thing. And so there's people selling food, there's people selling all types of stuff. The guy who was next to me was selling exotic wood pens, which was pretty cool. And there was, I think the booth that did the best was the sourdough bread booth, which makes a lot of sense. Sourdough bread is phenomenal. But, yeah, so I did decently well, and I would have done better if I was able to actually make prints of this painting, which I haven't done yet, and I was going to make prints the night before the art fair, actually. I was going to make prints of this painting and this other painting that I also did. I was going to make cards of the other painting, and this would also be a pretty good card because it's about, like, thanking, like, Emile thanks you, and it could be like, well, I do too, like, thank you, you know. Anyway, but I was gonna make art prints of this painting, but then I didn't because I ran out of ink, and I went to Staples just to be like, I'm gonna get some ink and then be able to make prints of this painting. But it turns out the Staples near me carries ink for every type of Epson printer except for the one that I have. So I hate the Staples near me, and also it was prime back to school time. So it was hell. It was basically hell. There were like huge families with like 5 children and like crying babies, and it was a very bad time actually, and I could not find my printer ink, and so I didn't get to make prints of this painting, and it's really frustrating because this painting is really cute and people really liked it, but like nobody wanted to buy just the original. If I had prints available, maybe I would have sold them, but I didn't. So you know, you live and you learn that maybe you can't trust Staples, and maybe you need to plan more in advance and order things online. Anyway, Staples sucks, and I hate them, and they betrayed me in my time of need. So, anyway. Anyway, they betrayed me in my time of need, and that was a horrible time. But let me show you quick. One thing I did get at Staples. I got this fidget toy at Staples, at least. I was not leaving that Staples empty-handed, so I bought this fidget toy. Because, you know, it's fun, and at least it's something. On second thought, I probably should have washed it, like, after I brought it home, because there's probably little grubby kid hands that were playing with it when it was just sitting in the Staples, this fidget toy, but I don't know. Now I have moved on to painting the goat, and you might be very confused as to why I'm putting these like shades of purple and teal on the white goat, because the goat is white. If you watched the show, you know the goat is not purple, you know the goat is not teal. Oh my god, is the dog barking? I'm gonna go make her shut up. Dog, stop barking. We figured it out. Okay, so yeah, you might be confused as to why I'm painting with these bright colors. But there's a reason for that. It's called basically seeing color where there isn't any, and kind of like noticing tones of color and then oversaturating them because I like bright color. And also really thinking of color in terms of value instead of in terms of saturation. So I'm thinking more in terms of value and really oversaturating the little bit of color that I do see here. Instead of just painting it all gray, I'm noticing like, oh, like that's like a cool gray, so I'm gonna use like teal or purple. And then, you know, I do slowly lighten up as I get to the brighter part of his fur. And I'm thinking about it, actually, the light is from behind him, so he would probably be lit differently, but you know what, that's okay. It's called artistic license, so it's fine. actually, because I wanted to paint him that way. And now, you know, this color is a bit brighter, it's a bit lighter, and we're slowly lightening up here. But yeah, now I'm adding the lighter colors. Now I'm adding the white. It's like kind of like a light blue, very, very light blue. And I think the thing I've really learned when kind of learning more about color is that very rarely does anything have like completely no saturation. You might see white, but it might be more like a light blue. You might see black, but it might be more like a dark blue, or a dark green, or a dark purple. And those colors actually usually, if you want to have more colorful painting, instead of using black, using a dark purple or dark blue or dark green, it can often, you know, make it a more colorful, exciting painting, basically. And I'm really trying to also like keep the texture in mind of the kind of like, and really capture that softness. Oh my god. Will the dog please shut up? Will the dog shut up? Whoa. But anyway, I'm trying to capture basically the texture of the goat fur, and I'm adding also some transitional shades here, some kind of like, oh god. I don't know if you can hear her, but she's so annoying. I'm going to kill her. In comparison, we have the cat here he's just sleeping. He's sleeping under my desk, peacefully. He's an angel. He's an angel. I love him so much. He's such an angel. But anyway, now I am painting the goat's ears. I'm starting out with like a bright kind of like red color and then kind of toning it down a bit and kind of, you know, figuring out the color, and I slowly see the goat get more definition as I'm really going in on the details here. And this is like the part of painting that really gets me scared, honestly, whenever I'm painting like something like this. Whenever I'm painting like a small face, especially, oh my god, I feel like I could call it like tiny face syndrome. Basically the stress that comes when you're painting like a tiny face and you're like, you know, it doesn't have to be perfect, but also it kind of does. Like sometimes a small face in a painting doesn't have to be perfect, but also like you don't want it to look weird. But this one, it kind of has to look good because this is the focus of the painting. Emile is the focus of the painting and he has to be cute. He has to be really, truly cute. So if I make a mistake here, it's like, oh no, and it just, it's really hard. It's always really hard to get the details right when you're doing like a tiny face. Like, I remember I was doing a painting of my aunt's cat, and I spent so long on trying to get the face right, because she just had that look. Oh my god, the cat, she just had that look of like, oh my god, just like of being like scared of us, but also being like a little bit, but also being like cute and like cautious. She didn't look like terrified. It's just so hard to describe, but she looked very cute. She was running away from me, and then she turned around and just looked really cute, and I had to make that into a painting, and I had to really try hard to capture that. But as you can see, I did capture his face, and I think I did a pretty good job at it. It was really hard. Honestly, it was hard. But anyway, yeah, I wouldn't call this video a tutorial. I mean, actually, like, please don't use it as a tutorial because I don't want you making the exact same art as me. Copyright me. Anyway, I don't want it to be a tutorial, but I hope that maybe you learn a little something or whatever from my painting. And I do hope that also, I don't know, I hope you enjoy this. I hope you enjoy this type of video. If you're not enjoying this type of video, let me know. If you want me to not do it ever again, let me know. If you want me to do more of this type of video, also let me know. I just figured, like, I was making this painting, and I figure why not make a video about it and talk you through the whole process. Now I'm really trying to hone in the details, like, around his, around the goat's, just around his body, like, around the, like, get, like, the blue kind of be a little darker around there, you know, just kind of also make the details of the sky look good and make it look nice and even. you know, oh, and fixing like the detail of the ear, and then I think I go in and do a little bit more work on the face, because I like thought I was done with the face, and I was like, oh, never mind. Yeah, no, I think it's really challenging, those little faces, but yeah, don't take this as a tutorial. If you do want, though, to see more videos like this, let me know. I was thinking about, like, should I have a specific topic to talk about if I'm gonna do like a kind of like a painting video, if I'm gonna be doing like videos where I post videos of my paintings, and then, you know, but anyways, you can see here I'm kind of like adding a darker shade here so it can contrast more with the background, and I'm blending with my finger. It's something I do a lot, actually, because yeah, I blend with my finger because I think it's just a really good way to blend. I don't know, I can't explain it more than that, but now I'm finally going in on the lettering, and this is a place where I also get stressed out, and I feel like I have to be really precise. I don't do it in like one entire stroke like, you know, you usually do cursive, because I had to go back and get more paint, you know, obviously. Alas, yeah, I'm painting it in this orangey coral color because I just felt like, I feel like that stands out on top of the blue, but also it, like, I used that color in Emile's nose, so I think it kind of, you know, it works with the painting. It really works well, I think, that color. But yeah, so I'm going in, and I'm really trying to be as careful as possible, try to get the letters as good as possible. This is also just a place where I really have to be precise, and it's really stressful. But yeah, I was thinking about maybe doing this video, you know, of showing my painting process, of maybe like having, oh, should I come in with a topic to talk about and kind of make it more chatty, more, I don't know, more interesting, instead of just like, oh, this is my painting, this is what I did, this is how I did this is how I did that. I don't know. Could this be like a podcast sort of thing? I don't know. I'm just like kind of trying out this style of video to see how things go. And then if it doesn't go well, I might never do it again. If it goes really well, I might do it a lot of times more. So yeah, I feel like that's a lot of what I've been doing on my channel lately. I've been just like trying a lot of different things, and yeah. So now I'm going in on the bottom, and I'm doing the lettering for the phrase, Emile is the name of the goat. And so yeah, I'm doing it in yellow because I kind of wanted to blend in a little bit, because it's kind of just like, oh, Emile is the name of the goat. Like, oh, by the way, Emile is the name of the goat. So it's a kind of like a little subtitle sort of thing, and yeah, so I think it's coming out pretty good. And as you can see, I didn't film it, but I did a little bit of grass, and I will go in and do more grass blades. I feel like when I was painting it, I was kind of doing that grassy texture already, so I think that really helped it. And I also really like the shade of green I used. It feels very grassy. It feels grassy, but like also like brightly colored, which is kind of a good mixture. But yeah, I'm just painting some letters, and I always feel like, I don't know, I feel like painting letters is like harder than painting other things sometimes, because you really, I don't know, because I'm not used to painting letters. I'm used to like writing them with a pen. I don't know if that's silly of me to say, but I always find it also really difficult to kind of figure out like, oh, where do these letters go? Because you want it to be like aligned. You want it to be like centered. You don't want it to be, you know, you don't want it to be like not centered, and I think that's always stressful when painting letters. But yeah, I did that, and I think I go over it again as well in like a lighter color, because it was completely blending in, and I don't want it to be like totally blending in. But yeah, at this point I'm almost done. We only have a little bit left to go. I just, like, you can see it's basically done. We have Emile there looking very cute. He's very cute. And yeah, I think I have to go over it again, but I think I'm also doing a lot of painting here of the grass, just kind of doing little blades, just kind of trying to make it look like, I don't know, look like grass. Grass is like so weirdly challenging too sometimes, but it can be fun too. I think I got a little bit frustrated with this grass because I was like trying to make it look trying to do the grass blades and make them look even and make them make sense and make them, yeah. And I was doubting myself, and I was thinking, should I have even done the grass blades? And God, would it have been better if I just left it alone? And I think that can be a struggle too, when you're like, am I overpainting? Am I overpainting? Am I painting too much? Am I painting too little? Like, it's hard to know when to stop, really. So I don't know if you think that I should have stopped like way earlier than this and just been like, okay, the texture that I got is enough. That suggests grass. Like, we don't need to go in and do the individual blades. Maybe I didn't, but I wanted to. For some reason, I felt like it was necessary, and so I'm doing it. I'm doing the grass blades, grass blading it up, and I really need to speed up this part of the video more. Oh my god, I'm getting bored watching me do grass. It's like watching grass grow. Oh my god. Girl, we get it. You're painting grass. You're painting the grass. Oh my god. We get it. It's grass blades. Maybe I should have an idea to talk about, because I'm getting bored of myself. But I painted the grass blades and then I was basically done. So I did go over the part where it said Emile is the name of the goat. I went over that part. Basically, I mixed a lighter shade of yellow to make it stand out a bit more. But yeah, so then we finished the grass blades. And then it's done. And I think it came out pretty good. I think the most important part is I think Emile looks really cute, and I think the lettering looks really good, and I don't know, I just kind of like the overall vibe. I really like the colors. I think it's a really pretty, soft, calming color scheme. But yeah, so I'm gonna make prints of this. If you want it, I will have it on my website. Yeah, my own personal store. And yeah, so thanks for watching. Please subscribe, and I will love you forever. And I don't know if you see how low that subscriber count is. I get excited every time a single person subscribes. So I don't know, I think you want to get in on the ground level, because then I'll be really excited when you subscribe. I'll notice. So anyway, but I hope you have a fantastic day. I hope you enjoyed the painting. Love, much love. Bye. Woo woo.